And now for something completely different. Hello viewers, the main team here, and welcome to a Let's Play of Civilization 4, super fast mode. No, the reason I'm doing this is actually a multiplayer Let's Play. That's right. I recorded one of the games that I play with the polycast crew on Saturdays. So what you're seeing is a multiplayer game from around the middle. Unfortunately, with the highest video capture quality, I was not able to manage to do it the whole game through. I tried, but I ran out of storage on a 500 gigabyte hard drive. That's interesting. So I might have the file recording size so it'll look more like the Let's Play right before my Boudica one. So it won't be as nice as the Boudica one in the future, but it gets the whole game. Otherwise, I can just take segments or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, the other players in this particular game are DanQ, who's representing the Zulu. QNL is running Rome. MLS, which is one of our co-hosts, is our guest co-hosts. Excuse me. He's been on the show a couple times. He's using the Dutch there, and Makalua is running with Korea. You gotta love it. We have all financial except for QNL, who picked Rome. Love it. So I felt this an ample time to name my civilization Cherry Tapping, because who am I using? Mao Zedong of China. Yeah. I am expansive, protective, because those traits are awesome. So much better than financial, right? Hence the Cherry Tapping name. So, anyway, as for what you missed in this game so far, well, Rome basically took Praetorians to Lincoln's eye, and Lincoln's almost dead now, although I can't see that yet in the game. I was informed of that by QNL. Basically, she just took, she settled right into Washington's face for iron, and their own Praetorians. Actually, they managed to get currency before pottery. A bit of an unorthodox tech path. But it's not as bad as it normally would be. The reason being that this map is a Global Highlands map, which is very different from a normal Highlands map. Global Highlands you can picture as a fractal with a lot of hills. So, cottages, they have some places you can put them. If you're lucky, a lot of places, but usually almost none. So you have to find other ways of coming up with tech rate. In my case, I did throw a couple cottages down in the capital. As you can see, I settled the sheep in marble site second. I really wanted to go for the Great Lighthouse on this map, but I couldn't do it. The only coastal sites that had any food were seafood that would require monument border pop. It would have just taken too long. The game settings, other than the map, this is an Emperor game with no technology trading. Normally our multiplayer games are co-op against the AI, and pretty much we just don't fight each other, and then whoever has the highest score when the last AI is cut down is declared the quote-unquote winner. That, in my opinion, only matters marginally. Of course, I do try to go for the score, don't get me wrong, but score is such a transient thing in this game, and not necessarily representative of who has the best position. But depending on starts with this type of thing, like if you start surrounded by humans, you can't really attack anybody. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. So there's also that. Or if you get stuck next to Shaka versus Gandhi, you're going to have a better outcome. But anyway, I designed this to be difficult, and also to force everyone to adjust a little bit. Myself included. I don't play a lot of Global Highlands. I mean, I've done it once or twice for Hall of Fame or whatever, but really never cranked it up on Global Highlands with awful civilization except for like once. So, Rome took out most of America. That'll get done soon. Also, Makalua, leading Korea, is, I think she chariot rushed. Bismarck. I don't know what she used exactly. I think it was chariots. She did partially succeed. She didn't kill him off because he expanded massively since this is Emperor. But she did enough damage where he's pretty much crippled, and she'll be working on him for a good portion of the rest of the game. Now, as for me, I spawned near Pakal, and across from me, to the east of Pakal, is MLS with the Dutch. So we're both eyeing Pakal here, but he's a little closer to me. And I was really angry when Pakal first teching out music and culture bombed that cruddy one-pop city that he settled there. I mean, there's no excuse to settle that in the first place. It's useless. But no, he's going to do it anyway. And then he culture bombs it to annoy me with culture pressure, and then he goes Sistine Chapel. So even though he's friendly with me, I'm running his religion, and since he built Apostolic Palace as well, I built a lot of the religious buildings, he has to go. So the basic strategy here, since MLS and I sort of started in a position where we could only attack one AI, we were planning out a permanent alliance. Of course, I forgot that I didn't have that setting on, so that wasn't very smooth. So he's teching for communism while I'm teching like banking and then through to cannons eventually here. But before I did that, I was so angry over the culture thing that I decided, well, I'm just going to go engineering and spam trebuchets and my unique unit, the Chokonu. Not exactly top tier material there. It's no Praetorian. But Pakal didn't have horse. He doesn't now, and I don't give him an opportunity to get it, other than one of the humans trading it to him briefly before I yell at them. I'll show that later. Without without horse, there are no horse archers and no knights. Those are the only two things that can beat crossbowmen in the field. So I felt pretty safe attacking him with just Trebs and Chokanus. And of course, City Raider 2 Trebs really, unless you're fighting against a protective leader, they've really put a hurting on cities defended by longbows. Usually I don't advocate it because it's so slow, but with technology trading off, your windows of attacks are much larger, and so I opted to do it, because I didn't want to get culture pressed and abused by the Sistine Chapel longer than I had to. And then finally, the last guy I didn't mention yet is DanQ. He spawned on a continent with Tokugawa. Yeah. Yeah, see, my start wasn't the best, but I didn't have that happen to me. So, he struggled a bit. Eventually, he'll come back in, he'll switch into Tokugawa and finish the game as Tokugawa, and then once he does that, he actually does pretty well. Also, once I have more of the map revealed, I do take a look at each person, start, how they're doing in terms of their land. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it on ×2 speed like this, but if I can, I'll go over their tile improvements. At the very least, I will talk about, I'll rank the starts based on who I thought had the best start to dominate the AIs and do well in this game, and who I felt didn't have such a nice start, who just had it a little harder. And also I'll rate the capitals, and how I would have played from each position had I had each position. But once again, I'm not going to do that until I have all the starts revealed, or at least the starts revealed I want to talk about for that segment. Yeah. Pakal really cranked up the wonders. So, I have a question to you viewers, and that is, what would you like me to talk about in these post-commentary videos? They're going to be a little bit different from my standard Let's Play, since they're obviously much faster paced here. But I also am not talking about anything I'm doing specifically, so that actually frees me up to talk about more strategic things in depth, or I can answer questions about the game as you see it. And obviously, as you're watching, you can hit pause anytime you want to check out a segment. Right here I'm looking at MLS's territory. And yeah, this is going to happen from time to time. It was kind of hard on me when I was doing the recording and playing at the same time, because we also run Skype. Actually, what is going on here? It's bizarre. Well, okay. Anyway, I'll use this time. Yeah, let me know what you want me to talk about in the videos, about other people's strategy, or about previous videos, as long as it's not too in-depth. And I will see you guys in the next part. Me and team signing off.